Principle number 2 is that God gives the growth and we're completely dependent on the Lord. Look at verse 6. Paul goes on to say in verse 6, I planted, Apollos watered, but God gave the growth. So neither he who plants nor he who waters is anything, but only God who gives the growth. So probably notice a theme there. God is all up in this text. He's the one who gets all of these. He's the one who makes things happen. He's the one who gets the credit. Which to natural people, most people, our culture would look at a text like that and think, that's ridiculous. Okay, if you want to pretend like God exists, fine, but you worked hard. You did this kind of, you made the difference. You were the one who sacrificed your time and your money and your hours and all of that stuff, and all of a sudden you're just going to give away all that credit and give it to some God. It doesn't make sense to them, but from a Christian viewpoint, if God exists and he's called us to this service, then the only way that our service is going to be truly helpful in a meaningful way is if God does it. God gives the growth. In fact, he does a lot of stuff in this text. He assigns the work. He grows the work. He gets credit for the work. He gives the reward for the work. He owns the people who do the work. He gives the growth. He gets the credit. We are completely dependent on the Lord as servants. And I tell you what, people don't like this truth, especially preachers, especially ministers. And the reason is because in church world, if I could just give you a little insight into church world, maybe your world's kind of similar, I don't know, but in church world, so much of our perceived value is attached to how many people are helped by our ministry. I can go to a conference. In fact, this last week I went to a conference, evangelism conference, and I talked to a few guys that I didn't know, and I can guarantee you within the first 5 minutes of every conversation of anyone that I don't know personally, and a lot of times this happens with people that I do know, but usually within the first 5 minutes, they'll say something to the effect of, well, where are you serving? What are you doing? What level are you? And when I say, well, I'm the senior pastor, their eyes get big and they say, well, you're the senior pastor. And then they'll say something like, well, how many are y'all running? I'm serious. And so you tell them, they nod, and their eyes, do something, and immediately they make a judgment about you and your ministry and them and their ministry. It's a comparison trap. Why all of a sudden? Because we have attached value to numbers, and therefore we find our value in how successful our ministry is determined by those numbers. Now, you say, well, Wes, I guess you're saying numbers are bad. I'm not saying numbers are bad. In fact, I think numbers are great because every number is a person. I don't want to just think of you all out there as numbers. We had, however many people are here today. You're not a number, you're a person. You have a name, you have significance, you have history, you have things going on in your life. So numbers are important because numbers equal people. I'm not anti-numbers, I'm a numbers guy. People say, I'm not all about the numbers, I'm all about the quality. Well, I'm all about the quality and the quantity. Let's reach more people need Jesus. I'm not anti-numbers, but when you attach your value to those numbers and you attach yourself to the numbers being present, all of a sudden you've missed something because you've lost this truth that God is the one who gives the growth. And it's true in your life, just like it's true in ministry. It's true in your home. God gives the growth in your kids' lives. Yes, you sacrificed a great deal. Yes, you taught them with blood, sweat, and tears. But God gives the meaningful growth. In your business, in your home. We are completely dependent on the Lord. And that's a hard truth to swallow, but that's a principle. If you want power to serve, you want freedom from the comparison trap, God gives the growth. We're completely dependent on Him.